Relationship for Dumbasses by Orphaned Account on AO3. Episode 2, Chapter 1. Not Friends, Not Lovers. Oh my god, Bakugou, what happened? Black Eye screams as she sees the bruises and Bakugou's limp. Bakubro. Soy Sauce Face hoots. Get some! Stop, he says. Just stop. My boy! Pikachu cups his hands around his mouth. Do we get the booty? No, don't you fucking dare! He do! Everyone within a 10-feet radius turns and snickers. Fall into a shithole and die. Todoroki can't say for sure that he regrets having sex with his roommate. In fact, since then he's managed to talk with Midoriya more and more, and even succeeded in becoming friends with him. They began talking about their shared English class together, sometimes even grabbing a meal afterwards. They visit each other's dorms in the morning to grab breakfast, and Todoroki is glad Bakugou has classes with them because, 1, he will never stop teasing him about how Todoroki has the ability to wake up early, and 2, he won't be there to scare Midoriya off with his grumpy face. They shared poems. Midoriya, for the ball of sunshine he was, wrote the most depressing shit, and exchanged short stories. Midoriya once gave him a 4-page critique on his 10-page short story. They texted in the middle of night about Todoroki's shitty dad. He's always telling me to set me up with girls, Todoroki said once. But I don't like any of them. Or any girl, for that matter. And you know what Midoriya says? Oh, well, I hope that you find your significant other one day. I believe in you. And about Midoriya's latest favorite anime, right now it was Boku no Hero Academia, but his all-time favorite is Neon Genesis. And shit like that. Todoroki thinks that the sex might have been magical by how far he's progressed since then. Except, Midoriya never notices. Todoroki touches his shoulder, brushes a stray hair from his cheek, leads him on a path with a hand on his back, and to Midoriya, probably they're all just friendly gestures. Sometimes Todoroki thinks that Midoriya is too innocent and he's just the nasty old man trying to make moves on him. Because if Todoroki is as dense as a rock, Midoriya is a fucking cement brick. One time, when they're chatting over breakfast, Todoroki reaches up with a napkin to wipe away a crumb stuck on Midoriya's cheek. Midoriya, without missing a beat, thanks him and continues on talking about what other theoretical genius the director of Summer Wars pulled. Bakugou tells him to lick it off next time. Todoroki wonders why his life is so hard. Another time, when they're discussing the themes of 1984, Todoroki, in a moment of butter-like smoothness, one of his greatest achievements, directs the conversation to that of the themes of love in a novel. Midoriya mentions, "It's really sweet before they get captured when Julia and Walton actually fall in love with each other." And Todoroki practically hears the unsaid. I wish I had someone like that. But instead of addressing the unspoken statement, Todoroki stares at him for a few seconds before humming his agreement. Later, he goes to Bakugou for a quickie. Honestly, Bakugou says from where he's laid out on the bed, naked and sweaty, I might as well tell him for you if you don't ever make a move. Todoroki doesn't even look up. Don't. Speaking of Bakugou, he maintained a friends with benefits sort of relationship with him. He was good for forget sex when Midoriya, once again, obviously classed him in the friend zone. Bakugou was just happy he got sex. Bakugou was also kind of good for advice, but Todoroki felt that his methods, grab the fucker and kiss him, were a little too aggressive for his taste. And that's why you're not getting anywhere. Bakugou rolled his eyes. Sometimes Todoroki wondered why the hell Bakugou was so invested in the relationship anyways. Maybe it's entertainment for him. Then he figures that Bakugou being supportive but nosy is better than Bakugou being a complete jerk and trying to tear them apart. Bakugou, do you think my thing with Midoriya is really gonna work out? Todoroki asked one day as Bakugou is reapplying his eyeliner after he essentially fucking smudged it again. What the fuck are these fucking cat eyes so hard and shit? Bakugou doesn't understand how someone who applies eye makeup can call him obviously gay. Don't break my concentration half and half. Bakugou snaps and takes another few seconds to smooth over the wing with a black gel liner. I don't fucking know. Maybe, maybe not. Todoroki watches as he moves the tape he uses to draw the wings. Sharp enough to cut a bitch. Maybe if the chances would be higher, if you would actually take my advice, but then again, what am I? Fucking love guru? What the hell do I know? He picks up the foundation and covers his scars. Bakugou turns to examine his eye once more. On the bed behind him, Todoroki mulls over his relationship. They both figure, Bakugou with his makeup and Todoroki with his one-sided love, this is as good as it's gonna get. Satisfied, Bakugou places the liner back in its case with a snap. Todoroki is right, at least for the rest of freshman year. He and Midoriya remain friends. He and Bakugou continue to bang because he and Midoriya are still friends. Just friends. Bakugou continues to be a love guru whose advice he never took. If you never take my advice, Bakugou complains, why the fuck do you cry about your unfulfilled Midoriya fantasies to other friends? Todoroki stops to think for a second, and then he realizes, like a cement brick, he has no other friends. Other than Midoriya and Bakugou. Duh. All Todoroki has are a handful of acquaintances who aren't very subtle people he could trust with his dilemma. What about your friends? He asks instead. I have no friends. He snorts. Unlike Todoroki, Bakugou apparently has no problem admitting it. You think I'm your friend? Bitch, please. Todoroki thinks that someone who has cared for him while he was sick, killed spiders for him, helped him with his homework problems, cooked edible meals for him when the cafeteria food sucked ass, advised him with his love life, and knew his body more intimately than anyone else is classified as a friend. If not even more. Maybe he needs to reread the Relationship for Dummies book. But then again, it's also possible that Bakugou's relationship's mirror system is a bit different from most people's. In fact, Todoroki clearly remembers him hanging out with some group of people multiple times. Bakugou even get them pet names, before them over in the dorms, and were drinking with them. While Bakugou also calls them all bitches and fuckers and whatever creative insults he could think of, but Todoroki thinks they're Bakugou's terms of endearment. Come to think of it, Bakugou says offhandedly. I've heard some things about the Midoriya kid. Like what? Todoroki is sure that's all the praise. Stuff like, how'd he get in? He's weird, annoying. Bakugou ticks off. Creepy. Todoroki knuckles white around the pencil. Todoroki looks around with wonder, because he's eager to learn. He is more observant, kinder, and smarter than any of those fuckers. Useless. Grind. Pathetic, suicidal, other shit like that. Snap. Who the fuck said that? He whispers. The two halves of the pencil fall on the ground. Bakugou doesn't respond immediately. Who? Bakugou sighs. Almost everyone. He responds. Look, I don't know, Midoriya. I haven't even met the fucker, for Christ's sake. I'm just saying that people say shit that might or might not be true. Todoroki is breathing hard, hair shadowing his eyes, fists tight. There is no way someone as sweet as Midoriya, someone as wonderful, has no friends. For once, Bakugou shuts his mouth and leaves him to steam. Bakugou never mentions it again. Todoroki, out of stubbornness, or God knows what, doesn't find out why, and doesn't want to find out why people call Midoriya what they call him. As far as he knows, everyone's an asshole and no one deserves Midoriya. Midoriya, for all their heart-to-heart, doesn't say shit. Bakugou sees it now. Nobody approaches him when he talks with Midoriya. All the girls that used to fight over him turn away and whisper when they see Midoriya. People in their English class roll their eyes when Midoriya answers a question and huffs annoyed when Midoriya mumbles endearingly. Midoriya's roommate is always absent. When Todoroki sees Midoriya, there's a bubble around him. He sits at the library, eats at the restaurant, walks to the dorm, all alone. And Todoroki, for the life of him, cannot figure out why. If even a jackass like Bakugou could make friends, why did people seem to always be repelled by Midoriya? He doesn't have sophomore year to figure it out, though. Hello? It's been a while since he's called his sister. Chill, Mom's in the hospital. Breathe in. She's okay, though. Breathe out. The damage isn't all physical. His breath hurts when the burn. I'm gonna need you to come home to take care of her, probably for the next 6 months or so. Fuyumi continues. I'm so sorry, Sho. I would have to go, but I'm in Afghanistan right now on a mission. I can't leave. Please. Okay, he says. Midoriya will have to wait. Okay. For how much Todoroki runs his mouth, he says nothing to anyone for a long time about it. Somehow, he never says the most important things when he has to. You're fucking leaving for almost all of sophomore year? What the fuck? My mom needs me, is what Todoroki responds with. His back of his roommate as he shuffles shit into his suitcase. Bakugou shakes his head. Whatever, do whatever the hell you want. A pause. Does Midoriya know about this? I have to leave right away, he says instead. Bakugou huffs, clearly itching to say something, probably more love advice, but instead keeps his mouth shut. He's been doing that more ever since he told Todoroki about the rumors. One last thing, Bakugou? He looks up. Take care of Izuku for me. Okay, wait. Is Bakugou going to take care of Midoriya? Midoriya is going to then, in turn, fall for Bakugou. Todoroki is gonna come back. There's gonna be that whole mess. Bakugou might already be with Kirishima. Clearly, this is more centered towards both Todoroki and Bakugou. We have not seen any Bakugou and Kiri interaction, and we haven't actually fully seen any. This writer's writing style is very TV. That's like the best way I could put it. No, it's very short. Like, you see other people, they would have honed in on interactions, having them talk. This is more of narration heavy, instead of dialogue and stuff like that heavy. It is very narration heavy. It's heavy on the narration and not heavy on the actual character dialogue and character description and characters talking. In the sense of, yes, we do see a lot of dialogue, but it's a lot of here, there dialogue. We have a lot of dialogue that it's missed. Dialogue that happens in between the narration that we never see. It is very narration heavy. Even though it seems on a wide spectrum that the narration and the dialogue is very, par and par on what it really usually should be. If you read between the lines, you're like, okay, we're missing a lot of narration that could have been here but wasn't here. That's not a jig on this fic, right? Personally, I don't really enjoy that type of narration and that type of writing style. It's not a bad writing style. As I said, it's not a bad writing style. They have a really good writing style for what it is. It's just, personally, I don't like reading these type of narration styles. But for someone who doesn't really enjoy that type of narration style, not narration style, but that type of writing style, I am enjoying this fic. So I wonder if what I said is going to come to fruition. Is Bakugou going to take care of Midoriya? Midoriya's going to fall for Bakugou. Bakugou's going to fall for Kirishima. He's going to be a hypocrite and not take his own fucking advice. Todoroki's going to come back. Todoroki likes Midoriya. Midoriya likes Bakugou. Bakugou likes Kirishima. But Bakugou and Todoroki are banging? I don't know. This is really complicated. This is complex. I need to draw a diagram, actually. Also, it was not just the one time. They're just friends who occasionally bang. Okay. When I saw the past Todoroki and Bakugou, I did not think it was going to go this way, but no words. actually no words. So, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Links to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.